Alright, hey there guys, this is StarcraftCove here with the third game to the series that I've been casting for... Alright, hey there guys, this is StarcraftCove here with the third game in the series that I was started casting with the second game, that last replay that I uploaded directly before this one. So IdrA won that first game, or the second game, excuse me, in the series versus Liquid Nazgul. So Liquid Nazgul, being the loser of the last match, chose Kulas Ravine, which is definitely a very, I think, I don't want to be too biased or anything because I do play Zerg, but it is pretty well regarded. Fuck. Hey you guys, how's it going? This is StarcraftCove here with the third game of the series that I began casting with the second game from MLG Dallas with IdrA versus Liquid Nazgul. This one's going to be on Kulas Ravine, which was the selection from Liquid Nazgul, which is definitely a solid pick for a Protoss player going against Zerg. This map is pretty well known for being really choke heavy, so there's a lot of places that a lot of terrain, like these high grounds and all these chokes and blocks everywhere that really prevent the swarm of a mass group of units from getting a good surround on any Protoss or Terran forces. So again, a solid choice from the Protoss player Liquid Nazgul. And let's bring up the production tab here. So standard opens here so far. We're still pretty early on in the game, just at 10 supply for IdrA and 10 as well for Protoss. Now that Nazgul has that first pylon down, he's going to start chrono boosting out probes, queuing up 3 of them. So once again, standard opener from both players. I should probably explain a little bit more because I think my previous video might have been a little bit misleading. I mentioned that IdrA plays on the team Evil Geniuses in South Korea, which is a pro team, a registered pro team in South Korea. And that's not to say that IdrA is a native of Korea. His name is actually Greg, and I'm sure a lot of you guys probably already know this, especially because IdrA is a fan favorite, either because for several reasons, either because people respect him for he's really just one of the best Zerg players in StarCraft 2. So he either gets the respect from that, or people just enjoy watching him because back in the beta especially, he was notorious, absolutely notorious for rage quitting games and letting people know that he was rage quitting games. So that was always really entertaining. That's one of the big reasons that I enjoy watching him. Haven't exactly seen a lot of those out of him recently though. Those temper tantrums that he used to be so well known for throwing. But in the recent replays, in the recent tournaments that he's participated in, he really just hasn't been showing any of that rage from the IdrA rage. So anyway, IdrA here, since this is, once again, there's a lot of ability for especially Protoss and Terran players to abuse these high grounds and this natural expansion, if you want to call it a natural expansion, directly outside the starting base, is so open to various paths of attack. So it's got these 2 wide open areas up here, and if a player wants to take the time, they can even bust down these rocks to open up a 3rd area of attack. So up here we have IdrA coming in here with some early Zerglings to take these probes off of mining. Sorry, I didn't catch the opener for that. But so IdrA is just running around his Zerglings, trying to distract these probes from mining for as long as possible. And now that Nazgul's got this stalker out, he's going to be able to start picking off some of these Zerglings, and it's going to be a lot harder for IdrA to be able to pick off these probes like he'd really want to. So he's still got the 3 Zerglings in Nazgul's base, but he's just down to 2 now, and it really doesn't look like he's going to be able to take out any more of the probes mining away. But meanwhile, IdrA does have his expansion going down. It's just now about to pop out. And we're seeing he already has his queen there ready to inject larva. There it goes. Meanwhile, Nazgul's probe is moving out now that it got stabbed by this queen down here probably a couple times. So IdrA now has his expansion up and queens at both his natural and his main, so he's going to be able to start doing that larva spit every single round. But instead he's going to opt to, what is he doing? Oh, he's just moving another queen up here to defend against these stalkers that are coming down, actually. So that's definitely an interesting move, especially because it takes these queens so long to move off creep. And since this queen now has full health and this one is actually slightly injured, he really doesn't want to lose that queen, so he's moving that queen back into his original base, which is a bit more protected just because it takes the stalkers, they have to walk across all this creep to get down there. Meanwhile, IdrA has, once again, as always, has really pretty good overlord placement. This high ground right here is always a great place to place an overlord, just because it's so easy to be able to have the permanent scout. It'll let you know when your opponent is moving out with any of their forces, and you can see these stalkers going back into the base. And he's actually going to be blocking off this gateway once again, and he does have the Twilight Council, same build. This is basically the same exact build as the last game. So it looks like he's going for the Blink Stalkers again and just going into 4 gateways off of 1 base, not worrying about putting down the expansion just because, well, he never bothered even trying to get an expansion in the last game, which was, one of the various things that really led to his downfall in that game. So IdrA is going to be applying some fairly early pressure here from, since IdrA really does like to do the macro style. This is kind of a weird pressure move from IdrA, and it's right as this the blink tech is finishing up. So it's going to be interesting to see if Nazgul is willing to bring some of these. Okay, yeah, he brings out 1 stalker, and that's revealing the blink tech on those stalkers. So now IdrA knows that the blinkers are. Oh man, he just barely is able to blink away that 1 stalker with 5 hit points. Very nice blink there from Liquid Nazgul. And IdrA really wants to take down this gateway to cripple Nazgul's production abilities. But IdrA is going to be able to move in here and surround these stalkers, but there's so many stalkers, and he's doing a really good job of blinking away the stalkers with the lowest hit points. So he takes almost no casualties there. That was definitely really just great micro from Nazgul with these blink stalkers. And you can kind of tell that this is probably, his forte. He's been going, I think, for all 3 of the games against IdrA, he's just been going for these blink stalkers, and it's going to be able to pick off these roaches as they're trying to get away. So it's really not doing IdrA a whole lot of good to try to run those roaches away, because he just lost so many of them. So if we look at the units lost now, yeah, holy crap. That's, wow, yeah. 2,275 resources down in the hole for IdrA, and only 550 for Nazgul. So that's going to be it. Heavily favoring Nazgul, since he was able to blink those stalkers away so effectively. So Nazgul now throwing down another 2 gateways, since he did lose the production time on the loss of that first gateway that IdrA was finally able to take down. And now, okay, let's see here. Nazgul is now going to be able to start. How did he blink up here? Does he have an observer somewhere on that I'm just not seeing? No, let's look at the units. No, he does not. So I'm not really sure how he was able to blink up there without having vision of it. That's definitely interesting. So if you guys know, you know what, I'm going to back up and check that out again. Just because, yeah, I'm not sure how. Okay, so he brings the stalkers over here, and I guess he just has vision of that. Okay. I apologize for this, guys, but this is really just, if we look at his vision, so looking at Nazgul's vision right here, I guess he can just see up to the high ground there for some reason. Is it the vision from that? That'd be kind of... Oh, okay. So he's using the vision. Wow, that is super tricksy. He's using the vision from the Xel'Naga watchtower to actually see this itty bitty part of the high ground right here. So he was able to blink the one stalker up there, get vision of the rest of this, and then just mass blink the rest of his stalkers up there. So that's definitely really interesting. I haven't seen that technique used before, but it's definitely really powerful on this. And now IdrA did see this blink play coming in though, so he was able to take out the rocks here to help defend against this, but he's going to be so out of position now that all these stalkers were able to blink down and just abuse that ability to blink up and down from this high ground. So these roaches are really, I mean, the Hydra Zergling combination that IdrA had going last game is really what you need against all these blink stalkers. You know, the Zerglings to be able to pincer and move around and really just try to lock down and surround any of the stalkers that are as they're trying to blink away, and then the Hydras to get the range on the stalkers and just do that crazy damage. Whereas these stalkers, instead, they have versus armored, they get a bonus against these armored roaches. So roaches are definitely not the way to go against stalkers. And he's just got so many stalkers here now, and these spine crawlers now are not able to contribute to the battle at all. So that's going to be the GG from IdrA. And we also had, this was also probably, if he had these roaches down here, he might have been able to hold this off. It's probably not, though, just because the number of these stalkers down here. But IdrA was taking the gamble, trying to chase these all the way back up to Liquid Nazgul's base. But in the meantime, Nazgul was able to blink up here once again and just get the total flank on IdrA's natural once again. So this certainly would have fallen. GG called from IdrA. So that series is going to go to Liquid Nazgul, who will progress to the 4th round of MLG Dallas. And I have 3 more matches, actually, 3 more series coming up for you guys. So I'm going to be uploading quite a few games in the next couple days. I'm going to be uploading these 2 tonight, and then probably another series tonight as well. So definitely keep an eye out for that. So once again, thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Always appreciate it. Especially appreciate comments, rating, give it the thumbs up, subscriptions, whatever. I've noticed that I'll mention that somewhere else. So anyway, thanks again, guys. Have a good one. Later.